Hello there, I'm Dr. Professor. Welcome to NEETathon. Today we're going to master batteries in the easiest way possible. Under batteries, we have two types: primary batteries and secondary batteries. According to NCERT, a primary battery is one in which the chemical reaction occurs only once. After prolonged use, the battery becomes dead and cannot be recharged or reused. A secondary battery, on the other hand, can be recharged by passing current through it in the opposite direction. A good secondary battery can undergo many charging and discharging cycles. To make it even simpler, primary batteries can be used once. Secondary batteries can be charged and used again and again. The four batteries you need to know for NEET are dry cell, mercury cell, lead storage battery, and nickel-cadmium cell. Now let's dive into each one. 1. Dry cell is a primary battery. Here's the easiest trick to remember it. Zinc feeds the hungry manganese monster. Imagine a hungry manganese monster waiting for food. So here manganese 4 oxide eats electrons and becomes Mn2O3, whereas zinc sacrifices itself to feed the monster. 2. Mercury cell. This is also a primary battery. Here's the trick. Beauty treatment. Imagine zinc going for a beauty treatment. Zinc gets a white face pack, so it gets converted from zinc to zinc 2+, whereas mercury oxide removes its makeup and becomes shiny mercury. So here HgO converts to Hg. 3. Lead storage battery. This is a secondary battery. Here's the easiest trick. Everyone becomes twins. No matter where they start, both electrodes finally become lead sulfate. So in the anode reaction lead gets converted to lead sulfate, whereas in the cathode reaction lead oxide gets converted into lead sulfate as well. 4. Nickel-cadmium cell. This is another secondary battery. Here's the memory trick. Cadmium gets fat, Nic gets thin. Cadmium gains hydroxide and becomes cadmium hydroxide, whereas nickel oxyhydroxide gets reduced into nickel hydroxide. So ultimately both become hydroxides. Here's a simple table that summarizes all four batteries. Feel free to pause the video and take a screenshot for quick revision. But remember, you don't have to memorize every reaction line by line. The real trick is to remember the reactants and the mnemonic. Once you know the reactants, the products become easy to recall. For example, if you see a dry cell, you immediately think of zinc and manganese dioxide. Then simply apply the memory trick: zinc feeds the manganese monster. Instantly, you'll remember that zinc gets oxidized while manganese dioxide gets reduced. The same approach works for all the other batteries. So instead of cramming reactions, learn the story behind each battery. That's the easiest way to remember them for NEET, and for life. Just remember these golden rules. Number 1 is the metal side is usually the anode, where oxidation occurs, loss of electrons. And number 2 is the oxide side is usually the cathode, where reduction occurs, gain of electrons. And that's it. You've just mastered all 4 NCERT batteries with simple lifetime memory tricks. Until then, keep learning, future doctor.